Abathur, and Dehaka.
Could see it, yeah.
That Genji might make it through the ban phase for the first time in this series. I could definitely see a Dehaka focus considering the way that Dehaka has been coming into play through Eternal. It was already on Battlefield of Eternity where Dehaka got a lot of value, but on the last map in particular, he just absolutely rocked it. So here's Maiev, that's Abathur. Genji traditionally, Junkrat even, okay, I would have totally seen a reasonable argument in favor of a Dehaka ban. Is that Diablo? Yep.
All right, leftovers. What are you going to open up with here then?
Deckard. Deckard or Urel.
Yeah.
Given their own pattern, I would say Deckard Kane is a little bit more likely. They seem to heavily prioritize Deckard Kane for Linked. For me, the question is simply, is Liquid going to take Urel now? Are we going to see that taken early? Because if they don't take Urel is very likely going over to the leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
And
I really enjoyed the Dehaka though. Okay.
I like Dehaka too, but with their tendency to go into a triple melee, I could see them even going for both of them.
Yeah.
Take a bit more of a tank that has more damage output, because traditionally if you want to go into a triple tank line, you're not really thinking about Dehaka and Urel as a combo. It's just the reason I think Urel is just so powerful still. I've been harping about her stats like all weekend long, but if you are have a hero that sits with this big of a sample size at 66% win rate, it's just crazy. Muradin taken away from Sport Billy, also for Mopsio now, and Urel, as we expected, could still see Garrosh for Team Liquid with the way that they're playing this, but of course you have Johanna with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot around here.
I actually wouldn't mind if we wanted to move into an Anubrak on this battleground, just because you know you're going to get a couple of team fights.
Yeah.
Especially on that second tempo phase, and they've shown affinity for that. But again, Anubrak's been suffering a lot in our last few matches. Sergeant Hammer is banned out. This Team Liquid don't want to deal with her sitting all perched up on a temple.
You can definitely ban the front line now. Ban a tank, think about, okay, which is the one tank we don't really want to deal with.
Yeah.
Try and ban that out. Oh, but Genji, of course, still open, and my bad. Traditionally, we had that banned in every game of the series. This is the first time he went through the first ban phase. Yes, the Uberak Karazim opening. Okay. Pretty aggressive again.
Yeah.
Triple frontline? Are we going to see Blaze? Is that going to be the last pick here for them? It's something that they did a lot when they go into an Uberak, that they just say, okay, we need someone to give sustain. Again, the Korean solution to the problem is to pick an Uberak together with Irel, which isn't possible here. But we have seen Team Liquid with a similar approach in game number 1, where they decided in favor of Thrall next to Uberak together with Blaze. Thrall, of course, doesn't do anything for you in that setup for the survivability, at least not to the extent of Blaze. But it's going to be Valera. Alright, we've seen her from Fnatic a few times. Had her from other teams like Granite Gaming as well.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing her again.
One of those heroes that gets popped up here on the battleground every so often. The idea is that if you can get a couple of temples burned down and get a structure advantage on your opponent, suddenly you have more traps that you can slip around the map.
Valera has been played 6 times in Europe, 4 victories, 2 losses. Liquid played her once, one single time, and they won with her. So the blow-up potential that Valera has is scary. I would say the most scary actually for Tracer, but even for even more so probably for Thrall.
Yeah.
Thrall, if he has no chance to get any attacks in, to get his Frostproof resilience and keep himself alive here, if you just come out of nowhere, he can definitely fall to this. If you have an engage through Nubarak, for example, with just one quick stun, I mean, the blow-up potential that we have on Liquid is insane. If you get an isolation at any point on the map, you can literally blow up anyone.
Yeah, Thrall's healing really comes through the rotation of his buttons being connected, his cooldowns being used. So if that gets stopped by Valera and suddenly you have a Dehaka rotate in, follow up with a drag on top of that silence that comes in and you can't escape, we could see a lot of picks coming in for Team Liquid, and that could put us in a position to move into game number 5. Let's find out what's going to happen between these two as Team Liquid and Leftovers continue to face off. Leftovers is currently up 2-1 the series, and Team Liquid looking to continue to tie it up.
Problem really is if you can stop the initial onslaught.
Yep.
But it is game on as Team Liquid starts with Nurok to the left side on Karazim in game number 4. Arcana on Valera. He's going to be the silent, stealthy hero. Eternal, of course, in Dehaka again, and Sport Billion and Ubrak. Hanzo Ops, therefore, playing Hanzo.
On the right side in the red, DAB on Tracer, Blakitney on Thrall, Linked on Deckard Cain, Polyboss on Yrel, and Mopsio on Muradin.
Explosive composition on the side of Team Liquid for sure. If they can get that quick kill, then it's difficult for the leftovers to deal with that. But if they survive through the initial kill attempt, then the favors of the fight are going to turn. So right now, how is this going to play out for Liquid? Can they actually get these early game kills in particular? Try and get those rotations going with Arcana on Valera. Try and jump on the target, obliterate Thrall, for example. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely going to be possible.
Already Arcana jumps in, that sound popping in. Mopsio takes a hit, but he turns around and gets a Stormbolt straight on top of Arcana. Polyboss with the slow. Gonna be no kills, but still showing that leftovers are willing to turn around a fight if Valier does not get the appropriate engages he's looking for.
The thing is that we have a lot of CC this time for leftovers. Muradin Stormbolts, the follow-up to Thrall, the seal on Deckard Cain. So there's a lot of tools that they can really try and use to interrupt a lot of the plays that Team Liquid is trying to set up. Now, I'm not going to lie, if the coordination of Liquid is there again, then their setup is very, very powerful. And there we go, that's it. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Thrall being a priority target.
Oh, he was hoping for another proc.
Yeah, he already got one. Thrall is going to be the priority target. Thrall is very, very squishy if he is finding himself the center of attention. So if you can get your attacks in and you circle through the Frost Rule of Resilience and your basic abilities, then yes, you can definitely sustain yourself through a lot. But he is going to be one of the #1 targets in the setup. And you could already tell how easy it is to take him down here. Even with a few of those attacks missed, Team Liquid get the kill through the damage over time. So the first blood here connects. And yeah, Liquid doing exactly what they need to do. Find the early game kills.
Slows down the movement and flow of the map too for leftovers, as they weren't able to move their giants. They had to make sure they covered all the lanes. Now they can go over there. And we'll see if Team Liquid wants to contest. It's looking like it's going to be a no, as you already have Valir and Hanzo at the top left. Starting that night camp pressure. Going to have Dahaka help with that, and they can actually group up as 3 and try to take out that front wall, which could equal a fort for them if they get the full control of the temple.
Well, level 4 for them already. We're having Crippling Poison for Valera straight into the level 4 with the Relentless Strikes here.
Yeah.
Trying to manage her energy a little bit better on the hero right now with the talent choice.
Arcana really likes that build. Talks about it a lot. Going into the Q on 7 as well. Gives you a lot of mobility, dancing around too. Saves your energy.
I mean, he really needs it. This is... They have to perform a reverse sweep, which is insane. We have seen a few, but it just puts so much pressure onto you, and Liquid have to really savor every single moment of this game right now and make sure that they are not making any missteps, because you make one and leftovers just take you down. It's a nice attempt here to also time the camp properly. Leftovers don't even go for their own night camp. So in this case, with the siege camp not being taken, with the bruiser camp not being taken, this is for Liquid a slight advantage at the top lane. But with the double altars now up, or the double temples, the question still remains, how much are Liquid going to get? They go for Muradin and nearly get the kill against Mopsio.
Oh, a Stormbolt as Nurok came in there to deliver a final punch. Mopsio able to connect it. He gets a heal in from Deckard too. Oof, that was close.
You can blow up a tank as well if you coordinate.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this in the past when Valera was taken. It's really just that one-shot potential. Nice dodges from Mopsio. Even with him dodging out on the stuns though, he has just no chance of survival here.
Just struggling here. Arcana putting some damage too on DAB and Link. Nurok coming in for a couple of punches. Link might actually fall as he steps up a little bit too aggressively, trying to get that slow off.
3-0 kills. Liquid coming out firing. I mean, as expected, that's what they have to do. Early game is theirs. If they would have lost here, that would have been a complete disaster. But it's not going to get any easier anytime soon for leftovers, because this aggression is going to continue. Liquid is going to go in every single fight, trying to stack the CC and then go for one specific target. After level 10, they're going to try and isolate the target more through a web against the healer or against the stun support or anyone else. And we have the potential 7-sided isolation and drag. Liquid has the aggressive setup that allows them to take the leftovers apart in this game.
Yrel's coming to the top lane, expecting Dahaka to maybe rotate in at a point, but if Team Liquid identifies where Yrel is at, and they do see her now in the watchtower, they can elect to go ahead and just go for double wave clear. But they're going to decide to have Dahaka come in. As he rotates in, there's going to be that burrow charge from Sport Billy.
Yeah, Nurok getting low though, and there is no way he's going to get out of this one. First kill for leftovers. 3-for-1 kills now. Leftovers starting to take the control of the top temple. Definitely starting to fight back here. Not quite giving up the position just yet. Liquid suffering the death of Karazim. But the rotation, of course, has already started towards the middle and the bot lane, trying to take the Siege Giant camp. That's where Valera is currently active, whereas leftovers are attempting to get that top temple, and they're very likely to secure that completely.
What do you think about that rotation there? I think I would have liked to have Dahaka stay on the bottom, open up those turrets. I guess you do risk a situation where you're going to have your fort cleaned up, your wave clear is not too insane, especially with the scatter build coming from Hanzo's explosive arrow.
Oh, dive into the backline again. Hazu low and goes down. Great kill. DAB again, performing on Tracer. Coming back to your question, I mean, if you get a kill, if you feel like an opportunity, you can get the kill and win the fight, then I feel the Dahaka rotation is worth it. In hindsight, it's always a bit easier because now he misses out on it.
Yeah, totally.
But if they can get... They have so much kill potential, I feel. They need to make some aggressive moves.
Well, the aggressive move didn't work out, and leftovers start to answer back. They find a fort themselves and actually jump up in experience substantially as they move towards level 10. Nightcamp being grabbed too. This actually preps them to make a boss play if too many people stay in the top lane here, if they want to move in for it. Should probably be careful with Hanzo floating around with the arrows, and of course Valir coming over with her burst damage. But it is an option.
I mean, they're just playing it safe. But Liquid is hiding vision. They are making sure that no one is visible on the map now, which is going to be important for them. The level 10 shouldn't give leftovers anything from the way that this is currently going. Leftovers still have to, even with level 10 advantage, they have to respect the one-shot potential. And that's what they do. If you don't respect that, you will get punished. And Liquid is looking for those engages every time.
10 about it for Team Liquid. Those engages that you're talking about will become easier for them. 7-sided strike too.
They time both camps. Both of the camps are timed, and both of the camps are now just taken. So they time it, Siege Giant camp with the top, and you can see that Liquid is actually a little bit later on their own. Dahaka can't really take that if he wants to burrow down. So this is now the moment where that Night camp is giving value to the leftovers. And they're taking the Siege Giants as well. So Dahaka has to stay at the top lane for longer. If he doesn't do that, then the Night camp is going to take some of the structures down, or at least going to damage them at the top lane. And that allows the leftovers a little bit more freedom at that bot lane. Nice trap here also by Liquid, but nobody is falling into it. The rotations are super safe from the leftovers because they know that Liquid is looking for isolation kills.
Leftovers, group is 5. Valier's going to show in the middle lane here as he clears out that experience. Leftovers should be able to try and dance around this temple and get some damage on that well in that fort. The Giants, however, are getting cleared up. Hostile up shelling away with those arrows. See if Leftovers want to commit to anything here. They're going to decide not to as they send Uro to the middle lane to soak the experience. And the structure advantage, slightly still in favor of the leftovers, but that fort in the middle, it's getting pretty low.
They know where Valera is. Urel saw Valera on the rotation, had a bit of damage in. So leftovers are now looking for that potential fight here. They know exactly where everyone is positioned. They want the last few hits. The Earthquake comes through. They're all being attacked. Stale Wireless and being used here immediately. And now they're going straight in for Norok. The bombs explode and DAB is going down after he gets the kill against Garazim. Once again, Dahaka doing work here, but also a fantastic kill by Tracer. Just not enough time and space for DAB to move out after he secured it.
That silence duration, man. And then Decker can't do much about that. He can't chase you, provide you a heal. He has to drop him down a potion, so he's completely blown up. Good hindsight and engage there from Valera to help get that kill. It's going to be a 1-for-1. That fort still stands in the bottom. The leftovers staying pretty close in experience against Team Liquid, who has yet to take a fort.
Yeah, it's a tough game for a lot of the heroes here now because you have to be so careful. And it's actually reflected in the low stacking that Murden has now on his quest talent. He's sitting on 8 stacks on his baseline Stormbolt quest, and he only has 5 on the Perfect Storm. And that is a bit of an issue because there's no brawling. It's like snap decisions, trying to get a kill by Team Liquid in very little drawn-out fights where you can get a few Storm Bolts taken in. And Liquid is playing a lot of route vision, as we said earlier. They're hiding in bushes, and they're trying to make those plays. A little bit of damage again against the Eternal here, who eats another Storm Bolt, so that helps Mob to the stack. But there's no follow-up because the rotation of Liquid is so fast that leftovers don't want to risk anything and they don't pursue the dinosaur.
There's going to be a double temple phase here, which can favor Team Liquid thanks to Dahaka being here. We'll see if leftovers are going to commit to one side of the map. Typically that'll be on the bottom side thanks to the boss being around. Never want to have your opponent move into it, especially with Hanzo being there.
I mean, leftovers is doing well, but I'm just so terrified when I look at Liquid's setup. Cocoon, 7-sided, isolation, the Hanzo arrow. If any of these things hit, Valera can just go in, try and get the kills, and there is so little save potential for leftovers. They have Avatar, they have the Ardent Defender, they have a few tools that they can use, but only if they're not silenced, if there's no isolation or if there's no opening from Valera to shut that down.
Leftovers stepping up a little bit. Mopsio's finally hit that position where he can get some decent heals in the middle of a team fight, thanks to a Thunderclap. He doesn't mind jumping in there with that healing static. Leftovers have the bottom lane pushing in with the Giants, but Team Liquid has responded themselves with the Night Camp pushing in the top lane and pushing in with that Temple too. That fort is going to be a goner. Leftovers need to decide where they want to commit. They're committing to the fort at the bottom, and they'll have Pokeball soaking in the middle.
Yeah, structure damage is everything on this map. If you can take down structures without using the temples, then you are going to be in a great spot. It's all getting that advantage and then playing around your opponent, and both teams are now heavily focusing on the structural damage here. The push in the mid lane, taking the one out on the side of the Leftovers, but they themselves eliminating the fort at the bot side, and now the top lane is being assailed. So there is a lot of respect on both sides. Leftovers, they know how dangerous Team Liquid's composition is, and Team Liquid, they are fully aware that they have to engage together, and if they don't do that, they are in trouble. And even worse, if they actually... The problem with Team Liquid is once they use their tools and they don't get a kill, they are just like a fish out of water. They're just sitting there and like, how do we get out of this?
Yeah.
So that's that little dance that we have, where, yeah, it's just about who engages first, who gets the vision, who jumps in, and then do you get the kill or do you not?
That's a lethality there for Team Liquid, and that's why you have Thrall here with that Earthquake. It makes it so much harder for that lethal moment to happen. If you don't blow them up instantly, you have that big slow coming out, which means that Leftovers can back up, reassess how they want to force the fight. So really, it's mostly on the burden of Team Liquid, which is so funny because they have to be able to win this game here, or they're going to be out of the series. For them to go into this competition means they truly believe in finding those moments, but they just haven't been able to secure it, thanks to that fight that we had in that top lane.
And one of the things that I find impressive is still how much value Tracer currently gets. DAB is just always finding that damage. He died against Karazim earlier, but that's because Arcana really paid attention and was like, okay, we need to at least get the counter kill. But every time there's an opening, DAB sees it, and he's immediately there trying to punish that backline.
Yeah.
And that makes it tricky for Liquid. It's one of the reasons why they don't want to expose any of the plays here. But it's a very strategic game right now, and it is tense because Liquid knows that they can still lose this, and this is the last chance for them to force a fifth map. They need a reverse sweep. They have made the first step by taking the last map and winning that. First win for them in the series. But Sky Temple, even though it's their map choice, it's not going to be easy for them.
They have established a way to make their way back in the game, though. If you remember, we have a boss actually spawned, available, and ready. They also have a Night Camp, a Bruiser Camp that's pushing in the top lane with Tahaka already working on top of that Temple too, which means they're starting to siege down some of the forts and that first layer of defense. Now you're in a situation where you're the Leftovers. We have to decide, do we want to go defend that Bruiser Camp at the top? And if we do defend that, how many do we send? If we send one, we send two. Something that's opening for a boss play is available for Team Liquid, and that's how they can force that power play to say, okay, come fight us, Leftovers. And if not enough people come, you drop down a Cocoon, you have the number advantage, and you can just straight up win that team fight. So it is something that Leftovers have to really deal with here.
Also, I want to highlight again the level 1 talent choice for Mopsio. It feels like that perfect storm signifies, to me at least, that he either made a mistake or he expected a completely different playstyle, where he expected maybe more brawling, because you're going into a talent that you're not stacking whatsoever. You're currently 11 minutes in, and he has connected 7 Storm Bolts. 7. That is absolutely nothing. It shows, like, and it makes sense if you see how this game is flowing. But it's either Mopsio expecting a very different style, as he's actually the target, and the drag is in, but he somehow survives to stay a while and listen, keeping him alive longer. Everything was unloaded on Mopsio, but there's no kill. Liquid just blew everything. Every single cooldown that they had was used in that fight, and Mopsio survived through it.
How? Gosh, that Salem while listen connecting, stopping on multiple members. The Avatar at the last second. He was a sliver of health away from being killed there. Linked having his back. And that was a big play for Team Liquid too. That was a moment where they're like, okay, this is where we find an advantage. This is where we can get map control. And it just whiffed.
Yeah, I think this is what Mopsio expected a lot more. A lot of these aggressive plays from Liquid, but Liquid is really just using opportunities where they think, okay, this is it. And Mopsio just doesn't get a lot of value out of his level 1 talent as a result of it. Could have gone into different choices. Maybe even block against this composition might be something that helps you to sustain yourself through that initial burst damage. Because you can really tell that Liquid is absolutely not afraid to attack the tank. It's hard for them to engage with this setup into the backline as a unit of 5. It's not impossible, but Mopsio is such a juicy target at the front that when they can isolate him, it's much easier for them. Arrow again, and this time that should be a kill. Down goes Deckard, the counter-aggression, but again, there is very little room, or is there? That's an attempt to go for Kerosene, but he dodges the bomb with a 7-sided strike. Well played by Nurok.
Well played by Nurok. 30 seconds before Deckard Cain is back. Team Liquid thinking about resetting up here for another kill. The leftovers decide, all right, if they take the boss, they get the boss. We can't do much about it here. We're going to go ahead and back up and grab our Night Camp instead, so we have a counter push while we deal with the boss that will be heading towards the bottom. The problem is that there is also a temple for Team Liquid to grab.
I really think that it's very difficult for leftovers to win this game. It's super dangerous because who survives through all that damage?
With the silence on top, nobody.
There's very few. If you get a good engage, if you really coordinate well, then Liquid should find those kills nearly every single time. It nearly worked against Mopsio, even though it was difficult, but then Deckard Cain gets bodied. Now Blakitney is far out. That tornado definitely putting him in an awkward spot, but Arcana has to back off, but he at least threatens him. Temple's taken at the bot lane, that boss still doing work, and leftovers are saying, boys, let's go. If we just defend the boss here, we are going to run out of time eventually. We need to make something.
Stormbolt hits the Beetle instead. But leftovers are able to take the temple. That boss will be able to put some damage on the keep. Will I be able to clean it up completely?
Shouldn't really be able to do that, not with the minions. Well, is anyone moving back? No, it might actually take it down. With no one coming back to defend it, I thought someone would move back and try and do that, but no, so the boss very likely to eliminate the keep or at least nearly take it down. But they're just pushing. They're showing aggression. They're just saying, guys, we need to do something. Keep falls. Leftovers are behind. And they're trying to force the issue. They're trying to take the initiative because they realize just sitting back and waiting for something to happen is not going to work for them.
You gotta watch out here. That bridge, great spot for Hanzo, especially with that Pierce coming online for 16. So they back up to the safe route. They run to the middle. The next phase will be 2 temples. We'll have a boss in the field for a little bit here. So leftovers can attempt to try and force some issues, but they are going to be at a disadvantage with 1 keep down.
Yeah. But the problem is just going to be exacerbated. There's like very little that you can do if you're just waiting and playing around your opponent, since Liquid even has the global.
Yeah.
So Liquid can play around leftovers. They aren't even forced to take a fight. They are the ones who have the more aggressive composition, but they also have the global hero that allows them to just simply rotate around the leftovers. So it's a super tricky spot for leftovers to be in. And I think they have to force a fight, but Liquid is just sitting there. It's like, we're not going to give you that fight. Screw you. We know what you want, and we want to win this game, and the easiest way for us to do it is not to engage you until we have level 20.
So leftovers are in high risk, high reward mode right now.
Yeah. And for Liquid, it's literally just sitting there, wait until they hit 20, play around them, unless they see an opportunity where they say, okay, this is so tempting that we can't pass up on it. But Liquid is now in, again, a fantastic spot with how this game has been going, with how far ahead they are. Leftovers, they need to hope for a mistake. This is why they're setting up this trap right now. They need a kill. But you look at Liquid on the minimap, they are so passive right now. And why wouldn't they be?
Yeah. And they have Sonic Arrow too. It's not like they can't scout any bushes they want to move into. They can play around that cooldown.
Look at Dehaka. Dehaka's hiding in the bush at the bot lane. He's not even showing. He's not even pushing it out. They don't know exactly where they are, so he doesn't make a play. Now they see that the vision is taken and that the temple is controlled, and immediately Dehaka moves out. So it's like, okay, we know that a few of them at least are topside, so I just simply move in, push the lane out. I immediately stay out of vision again. He can push another wave out, and then they're nearly having 20 and they can start engaging. There is zero reason for Liquid to be overly aggressive.
Both temples grabbed, under control for leftovers. Leftovers stepping up and trying to stop Sport Billy. That experience slowly trickling in, so close to level 20, and Team Liquid can pull the trigger.
And there's the 20. Liquid is just playing chess right now.
Enough shots were taken to where leftovers won't lose both their keeps here. But leftovers are going to fall down to at least half health with those keeps.
They made the decision to not fight against the level 20 talent. I honestly expected them to just say, screw it, we have to. But they're not doing it. Here comes the arrow. Go for Mopsio. There's the drag, silence, isolation, everything hits. He has Avatar, he has also Stone Form, and he's popping everything right now. Healing static, keeping him alive a little bit longer. They're trying to make the re-engage. But once again, we are having Liquid moving away, but Mopsio is trying to find that Storm Bolt to keep them in place. Goes in, Nurok with a cleansing touch, and Liquid walks away.
If there are no wishes, that isolation not connected.
Yeah.
It would have gone to 2 to 3 people there.
I mean, he did great. They had a good engage there. It's just, even with the 20, they couldn't get the kill, but they just move away from it again. And there's another temple up on the map.
Same one from earlier. A few shots left on it.
I mean, the most concerning thing is really boss timing now.
Yeah.
Boss is up in another 15 seconds.
Cooldowns are about to be up again, too, for Team Liquid. It's also a great part about this composition. These cooldowns are actually quite low, especially when you compare it to like an Ardent Defender or Earthquake.
Absolutely.
10 seconds here for Team Liquid.
And they have the Haka at the top lane, the global, and of course Leftovers can't even move topside. And why? Because they know that with Hanzo, Liquid can easily take that boss whenever they want. Here comes the arrow, they're going in again, 7-side comes through, DAB survives, is moving out. But the fight isn't over yet. There comes the drag against Boss. Boss already used to ult earlier. Stay a while and listen, but they need to re-engage, and Arcana is looking for the kill. He doesn't find it, but Sport really nearly does. DAB low, and everybody is still struggling here. Leftovers' only goal is make sure they can't take boss. Try and get 20, try and survive, posture around, make sure they cannot take that bloody boss, because if that boss is taken, the game is over.
And now with Team Liquid showing in the middle, Leftovers can make the play to go soak level 20. They have experience in the top lane, they have experience in the bottom lane. They're half a level away. They send Boss to do so. And the rest of Team Liquid will stay in the middle.
Yeah. Top side also, huge wave. If Leftovers can soak that, it would be great, but they can't show too many heroes on the map this far away from the boss, or Team Liquid is going to make that play. Liquid actually even offsetting the balance on the map even more through them pushing the top side out now with that extra bruiser camp that they just took. But 20 is nearly there. The Leftovers, they want to fight. Forcing out the cocoon, the Haka comes in, they're going in, it's a 4vs5, and the kill against Deckard Cain. The arrow coming through. Tracer's a bit too late here. Trying to find the kill now against Norok, and that might actually succeed. Goes down, 1-for-1 trade. That's maybe the opportunity that Leftovers were looking for.
But Arcana's in the back. Oh no, Arcana went too far. DAB gets a kill. Leftovers find 2, where they only lose 1. They don't have a support here. Stormbolt will miss on Hasselhoff, so he gets away, but Leftovers have done it. They've gotten to level 20, and they find a couple of their own kills.
They're not going for boss. They're not making the play for boss right now.
They don't have support. They can't. They don't stay a while and listen, right? They don't have the control for it.
Well, don't they? Every heroic ability was used. It's a 4vs3. I mean, they...
Yeah, I don't know. Hanzo in that
rough.
choke.
Yeah.
Like, he just destroys anyone. Like, who cares about the Piercer on the boss?
You're absolutely right. The bigger problem for me is really that Mopsio missed that last Stormbolt.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He did great in the fight. But if he connects the last Stormbolt against Hanzo, he's down. There's no way that Hanzo gets away if that Stormbolt connects. And if that happens, you're down to 2 players. It's a 4vs2, and then you can make the boss play.
This game has gotten ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, right?
Typically, the Sky Temple, you can get to a phase where you're in the end game, like, oh, all right, this game's pretty much over. Leftovers hung on for 2 levels. You had DAB almost die 3 times to a Valir diving here.
And Liquid forced that fight because they said, we see one at the bot lane. We can force through Cocoon. So they go in, force the fight, drop the Cocoon, and they kill the target.
Yeah.
They killed Deckard, and then it's just DAB saying, no, I will not fall here. Goes in, makes the play, and now, welcome to the bottomless flask around the boss play.
That's right. Boss gets started by Leftovers. They want to force a fight. They want something to break open them.
Kidney in the bush.
He's got Blink, too. He has to blink out.
Yeah. He's trying to get away.
Stay a while, listen.
Stay a while and get dragged. Earthquake is there. The Haka in the back. He's complete. He can't do anything there. The kill against Hanzo. They might just have done it. They go for it. The Haka couldn't find any value and had to move away because he was so completely split from the rest of the team. The engage doesn't work the way that Liquid is hoping for. And now they're down a hero again. They will lose that boss. There is just no way to recover that. Leftovers is by no means out of it.
Team Liquid may think they have to go for it. They step up. They don't have a Hanzo. They don't have the Skid Arrow coming out. They don't have the damage, but they have Valir Burst. Can they find a target? Tracer.
And no, she's not going down. She's not going down. Is she? She is going. No, maybe. Tracer survived.
What?
He dies. How on earth does DAB do this? He gets the kill against Valira, and Numerak is down. DAB is a god on this hero.
Linked providing the potions, but yes, DAB able to dash around, find the potions, use 2 blinks there to grab a couple. Valira going for the all-in attack, and Numerak to follow up afterwards. Just a sliver of health was still enough to allow for DAB to stay alive, and his team wipes Team Liquid.
Dude, he didn't only survive,
he got kills too.
He had no hit points and said, this is fine, I got this. Turns around and gets the kill. Here comes the massive arrow to try and stop this. But now Leftovers, they want the wipe. They go in, They go for the core, and this is just insanity. Liquid with the attempt to kill Tracer, it doesn't work out. Nahazov just explodes. Liquid dominating this game, but the leftovers, they rock the late game after hitting level 20. They take the boss, they go for the plays. 10 kills against 6 at the end, and a 3-1 victory over